And so it was, for the longest time, that the only reason why I would ever turn the pages of the book were to look at the pictures, because I was illiterate. I couldn't read a word. Now, the teachers at my elementary school could see that actually I was quite bright, really, and so I was persecuted instead for being lazy and attention-seeking. At the age of about 8 or 9, I had exploratory ear surgery, just to make sure there was nothing wrong with my ears. There wasn't. And eventually my parents fought like crazy to have me assessed by an educational psychologist. And there we had it. I was dyslexic. But the help that I did get was way too little and way too late, because all my peers, they'd already learned to read and write. I was completely socially isolated from them. And I felt stupid. Kind of limped through the rest of my school days, and high school, they were some of the worst years of my life. To be at my high school and be dyslexic meant that you were stupid, no doubt about it, and you were eligible to be bullied relentlessly. I was kicked, punched, tripped up, spat on, and once this kid set fire to my hair. I'm not really sure whether I ever quite got over that, but somehow, through tenacity, chance, luck, and a story for another day, I made it to university. I did. And they let me in. They did. And yes, it was a struggle, and I had to work harder than anybody else I was with, I knew. But I did go on to graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree, and I've actually thrived socially and professionally ever since. But I still did struggle, and it wasn't really with reading and writing, but it was the attitudes of others and their intolerance towards my disability and the mistakes that I made. Now, to give you some kind of example, a few years back, before I turned 40, a colleague, completely unsolicited, took it upon herself to edit the first draft of a creative brief that I was working on. She CC'd the whole entire team, and she assaulted my work with so much red ink that it looked like it'd been given 100 lashes. It was quite literally hemorrhaging red ink. And I was crushed, and I was humiliated, and I cried, and I went to bed for 2 days. In fact, the only reason why I got up is because I've got small kids to look after. And I vowed, but I was angry. I was really angry, because how could this person, after all these years, just come along and slash me down and make me feel just as stupid as I had done for my whole entire schooling? And I really wanted to do something, but I didn't know what or how, and so I didn't. And this made me feel even more stupid, even more angry. Oh, but I did vow that if this was to ever happen to me again, then I would do something about it. And then, just a few years ago, it did. And it was glorious, because finally I had found the courage to speak up. And so basically what happened was, I had authored a petition with regards to a matter of our kids' schooling. It was to the whole of our community, and within just a couple of weeks, it had won overwhelming support from the community, and that felt kind of good, yeah? And then a woman, a fellow parent at the school, she wrote to me, and she copied in 30 other parents at the school, and she said that while she agreed with my message and thanked me for my work, she would not sign my petition because my writing was substandard. Yeah. But this time, I did not cry, I wasn't crushed, and I didn't go to bed for 2 days, because finally, like I said, I had found the courage to speak up, and my reply was sprung loaded. Would you like to hear my reply? Oh, all right then. Dear pedant, I'm not supposed to use a real name. All right then. No, I'm not supposed to use a real name. I will take this opportunity to explain to you that I am utterly dyslexic, and spell checkers are some of my best friends, despite the fact that I have often felt deep shame of my disability and the mistakes that I make. I have found great courage in forging ahead regardless, even when those who are better suited on a literary level have not found the courage to do so themselves. I have deliberately not run the spell check on this email as a kind of exercise in self-empowerment. I am not sorry. Every day is a school day, I find, and I hope that this will be a lesson for you in empathy and understanding.